Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Jane and I am currently a chemical engineering PhD candidate here in the US. And before I came to the US, I did the US visa interview. I did my interview just once. I was asked my questions, I answered, and I was given my visa. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing tips with you guys on what to do in order to avoid rejection. I've gotten a lot of messages from people that are preparing to go for their visa. So I'm hoping that by giving these tips today, I'll answer some of your questions. I will ease your mind as you go for your visa interview, and then you're going to come back and drop comments telling me that your visa interview was successful. I wish you all the very best as you go for your interview. Before we go right into the video, I'd like to say, if this is your first time coming to my channel or you've come to my channel before but you've not subscribed, please kindly click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, and also give this video a thumbs up and drop a comment. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you for coming back. So let's get right into the tips. So I've written down about 10 tips here that will help you guys as you prepare for your US visa interview. The first tip here is practice before someone. Now, sometimes we feel like we know what to say, we know we are smart, we can answer any questions, but when we are asked those questions, we kind of like your brain just goes blank, and even if you're not a stammerer, you just find yourself stammering or you just forget what you wanted to say. So the first thing you're supposed to do is to practice before someone. You might be wondering, what are you supposed to practice? I have a video, this one right here, on US F1 visa question and answer, where I listed about 20 of the questions that they will pick from to ask you. So get that question and some other questions that you get online. Practice how to answer that question on your own, and then get someone, maybe a friend, a parent, a sibling, a colleague. Let the person sit before you as if the person is the visa officer, and let the person ask you this question while you reply. And from replying, you will get better and better at it, so that on that day when you go for that visa interview, when the visa officer asks you a question, you not be like, start thinking or start stammering. You just answer them because you've already practiced before. The next tip is be calm and sincere when answering your question. See, like I said in my other video, I feel like, I might be wrong, but I just feel like this visa these visa officers, they're like psychologists, right? They can read your countenance, they can just read your mind and know if you're telling the truth or not. So when you go for the interview, make sure you are calm. When I say calm, I don't mean that you just go and just be I'm just okay. I don't mean that you should just go there and you just like be looking so dull or timid. No, when I say calm, don't be anxious. Of course, you are human, you're going to be nervous, you're going to be anxious, but fine. Just try to calm yourself down. Try to breathe so that when they ask you the question, just be confident. Just be answering them. Act as if you're having a chit chat, a conversation with your friend, and that will give them, oh, this person is just real. The person knows what he or she is going to the US to do. And also try to be sincere, because one thing about lying, when you lie, you might kind of end up fumbling and end up mixing words, and they'll just be able to catch that this person is not being truthful, and then you stand a chance of being rejected. The third tip that I wrote here is know a lot about the school that you want to go to. So if, let's say, you've gotten admission to study in Rice University, know the department you apply to. I know this sounds ridiculous, but yeah, some people can go there and not even know the department they apply to. Know the department you apply to. Know the courses they are going to be teaching you. Know the professors in that department. If you're going for a PhD, for an instance, have a list and name of professor or professors that you intend to work with. If you are going for your master's or your undergrad, know some professors in that department. Just know things about the school, the city where the school is, the school logo, where the school is located, what the school is known for, because you might be preparing for all these very difficult US F1 visa questions, but when you get there, it will just happen that the visa officer that is going to be interviewing you is someone that went to the school that you want to go to, and all they want to ask you about is just things concerning the school. I know of a friend that went for his visa interview, and it happened to be that the VO graduated from the same school he was going to, and all they talked about the school is in New York City, and all they talked about was New York City. Oh, how the place is, how the school. No, he didn't ask him all these questions that you would expect. So know things about the school that you want to go to. The next one is the DS 160 form that you filled. When filling that form, please, I will encourage you to fill that form by yourself. A lot of people just get overwhelmed by filling the DS 160 form, and they end up having other people do it for them. And then when you get to the visa interview, they're asking you A, you're answering B, and they're looking at the form you filled. You actually filled A, but you're answering B because you were not the one that filled it. So it should be personal to you. Make sure to sit down by yourself and fill your DS 160 form. And when I did mine, I filled my DS 160 form by myself. But when I get to any particular question I'm a little bit confused about, I just ask someone like, okay, what do you think about this question? But make sure you fill that form by yourself so that you will know what you're feeling. So if, for instance, you now get to the visa interview and what they're asking you are things related to what you filled in your DS 160 form, it will not be a problem. You will not be stammering and you will not be saying something that is contradicting what you already filled. Then the next one is proof of funding. Remember, for US F1 visa, the purpose why they'll be giving you the visa is for you to come to the US to study, right? And for you to study, you have to pay school fees, you have to pay other things. Make sure you go there with your proof of funding. If you got scholarship from the school or wherever that will be sponsoring you, make sure you have like your I-20 or whatever document that you have that will show that that is what will be used to fund you. But if you did not get funding from the school, you're going to be paying your fees. Make sure you go with the right proof of funding, sponsorship letter, everything that shows that this person is going to fund you. And most people that have heard of that were not funded by their school and they end up being rejected. It's usually because they have maybe a bank statement that is not going to cover everything they need for the school, or maybe they have a bank statement that doesn't look real, or just something that looks fraudulent. So if you're going, make sure you go with the right proof of funding, bank statement, sponsorship letter that will show that you will be fully funded when you get to the US. Another tip that I have, and this tip is actually because of one question I just got today on with my other video on the US visa interview preparation. Someone asked about dressing. Now, when you're going for your visa interview, make sure to dress smart. Smart doesn't mean wearing a suit and tying, put on a tie, bow tie, or what tie and tie, and like just something that makes you feel comfortable and smart. I think that's just the idea. I can't tell you that this is the exact thing that you should wear, but all I can say is dress confident, dress smart and confident. When I went for my interview, what I wore, I remember I wore a blue peplum top and a black skirt and a flat shoe. Because that's what makes me comfortable. That's something that, let's say if I'm going for a job interview or whatever, I'm just going to dress like that. I wore a blue peplum top, I wore a black skirt, and I wore a flat shoe, and I was good to go. If you're a guy, you can simply wear your pants, wear your t-shirt, you're talking, wear a simple shoe. You don't have to dress all gagged up. Some people will be like, because you're going to the US, oh, they want to show that they have money, so they'll wear all this bling bling bling. I don't understand. Just if you're going for a job interview, you're not going to dress like that. So just wear something that makes you feel comfortable and smart. Someone asked me if you can wear native. I'm not going to tell you that, okay, it's acceptable, it's not acceptable, but if that is what you're going to wear and you feel fine, native, there are different definitions of native wears. If that's what's going to make you feel comfortable and feel smart, then you can wear it. The next tip that I'm going to talk about still relates to funding. When you go for your visa interview, and maybe it happens to be that you were not funded by the school, so you're going to be paying your fees, the visa officer can ask you something like, how do you intend to make extra money when you get to the US to take care of yourself? Do not make the mistake. Yes, listen. I just feel like holding my ears. I'm a typical African lady. Do not make the mistake of telling them, oh, when I get to the US, I intend to look for a job, a side job to help me. I'll be schooling, I'll be working. That is automatic rejection. Because for F1 visa, what they expect you, the only thing they expect you to do is to go to the US, study, get that degree, and go back to your country. They don't expect you to work. Now, somebody might ask, what about a student not allowed to work after the his contract says you can work 40 hours a week? Yes, you can work 40 hours a week on campus. As a student, international student in the US, you can get on campus job and work 40 hours a week. That does not mean that you're going to be getting a job outside and you're going to be allowed to work outside. So if they ask you how you intend to fund yourself, you can say things. If, for instance, I'm assuming the funding you have is looking like it might not be able to sustain you throughout your stay, you can say something like you intend to apply for grants, that there's some financial aids in your school. Make sure you look up this thing and confirm that they're actually financial aids that you can apply for, that you tend to apply for this grant. And also maybe you tend to do research assistantship job or teaching assistantship job on campus in order to get little change to take care of yourself. When you're saying things like this, you're showing the VO, that's the visa officer, that your intention is just to go there and be a student. So if you're a student and you get teaching assistantship job, research assistantship job, that is a good thing. Don't tell them, oh, I have experience as a data analyst. Once I get there, I'm going to apply to Microsoft and I'll start working. They will reject you. Hope I'm not being I hope you guys are getting my point though. I wish you guys the very best as you go for your visa interview. And as you watch this video to the very end, thank you, and make sure to drop any comments, any extra questions that you have, because when you guys ask this question, it helps me to know what to research on and what to give to you guys. And also make sure to click the subscribe button if you've not. Let's stay connected, and you can also follow me on my social media accounts that will also stay connected there. I wish you the very best in your visa interview, and I really do hope you get accepted. Once again, I wish you the very best, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.